Hi guys, welcome back. This is the Huawei P Smart 2019 version with a notch, a dewdrop or water droplet notch. It's only £200, so people might call this a budget smartphone or a mid-range. It's very, very close. It's at the very bottom of sort of a mid-range price range. It's powered by Kirin 710 CPU. Here's a 6.2 inch display, 1080p. Relatively narrow bezels along the edge and the bottom. The standout point is obviously the rear of the device. It isn't glass, but it is plastic all around the back and round to the edges and the tops of the phone. This is the Aurora Blue with that lovely gradient effect. It's a light phone. It's not heavy, it's not bulky. It's nice and lightweight. So a mid-range phone, it does come with all the features you'd expect, with a fingerprint sensor, which works well, and also Face ID unlock, that works very well as well. I'd say the fingerprint sensor is slightly slower than Face ID. Camera-wise, on the front, it's an 8 megapixel front-facing camera in that dewdrop notch. On the rear, it is 13 and 2 megapixel depth sensor as well with the 13. It does have artificial intelligent technology, and on the whole I'd say the camera is pretty average. The AI mode works pretty well most of the time. It does seem to detect what it's supposed to detect, so it has detected my pet cat. There's a cozy room AI section on there, which it switches to every now and again, and that makes the pictures a little bit more vibrant. Does notice portrait mode as well.
Dan TDM?
But on the selfie cam with AI on and right to my face, it didn't seem to want to switch to portrait, so it just kept flashing up that cozy room setting. So night setting on here is it's okay from where I've tested it. I've tested it indoors in the evening time. Still quite a lot of noise. I wouldn't say it's the best at night. Also on the back garden, the shed, there was some artificial lighting directed onto that. I thought I'd do a night shot and a normal shot, and you can compare the two. It definitely makes it brighter, but quality is still not there 100%. But as you'd imagine, in daylight outside, it does take some tremendous shots, giving it being just an entry-level mid-range smartphone. The bokeh effect works excellently well as well. And I quite like the front-facing camera as well. That is pretty decent for videos and pictures. The edge detection on the selfie camera isn't too bad. It's better when you have better lighting conditions. So video, it can record up to 1080p at 60 frames per second, and unfortunately there isn't no sort of stabilization at all, so it's not super smooth, but the quality is not too bad. But on the whole, I'd say the camera is average, and it does suffer in night conditions or nighttime conditions when it's darker.
Not too bad, is it?
There is quite a little bit of noise in some of the pictures that you're going to see in a moment as well.
Wow.
So here I'll show you a little clip about using AI and how vibrant the AI mode makes this camera.
Okay, so we have AI mode off at the moment. We're in photo mode. The only thing I don't like too much is it over saturates. So let's turn AI mode on now. You see it's just slightly greener. It does recognise it's a plant. Take AI off. It's not as saturated, so you're getting more natural colour without AI on. Let's turn AI back on. Take a picture. Plant. Take AI off, and another picture. Done. So, although it's intelligent, it does notice the surroundings and area. It does seem to oversaturate slightly. Look at the sun. Wow. Blue sky. Front facing video. Got the sun directly behind me. And it's doing a pretty good job keeping me in focus as well. And that's blinding. I like the front facing camera on this. It's quite clear. Good. Camera very, very good in daylight conditions, but very average in dark and nighttime, unfortunately. So the P Smart comes with a 3400 milliamp battery. It is an average performing battery. The first day I managed to get 6 hours and 1 minute. On another day, probably the worst day, was 4 hours and 32 minutes. So average there. And then another good day, well, good-ish, 6 hours and 9 minutes. So average battery performance. If you are a gaming person, then don't expect it to last that long. This is my journey from work, and this shows you exactly what the GPS is doing, how it's performing, and it performed spot on, very, very fast and accurate. The GPS is a thumbs up. Let's show you data. 4G on the EE network. Let's see what we get. Okay, 8 down and 10 up. I would love my 10 upload speed there on my home network, but unfortunately not. That's okay for me, that's good. So with it being a mid-range smartphone, the Huawei P Smart does perform rather well. It's not really super, super fast. You will get times where it might be slightly sluggish every now and again, if you're scrolling through applications and anything like that. But on the whole, it is a decent performer. And it has a Mali G51 GPU as well, with the Kirin 710 and gaming, which I have tested and done a gaming review, which you can see up in the card. I tested Asphalt 9 and PUBG Mobile. Both of those were set to medium settings, and come on, the Huawei P Smart handled them really, really well. I upped the settings on Asphalt 9 to high quality, and again it performed pretty well on that as well. There's a couple of little jiggly moments in PUBG where there was a little bit of lag every now and again, but it didn't really hinder my gameplay at all, which has done on really low budget slow phones before. So gaming performance is very, very good. General performance is good. EMUI 9 is installed. I didn't bother putting a launcher over it to change it. I thought I'd just keep with it. But the one thing I did change was the keyboard, the SwiftKey keyboard. I really don't like that keyboard on here at all. So I've changed it and installed the Google keyboard. There you can see at the bottom, and you can switch between the SwiftKey and Google board. Let's have a look at SwiftKey. Yeah, I just don't like the way it's set up. For me, Gboard is so much easier, but that's personal preference. But that's all I've altered really in terms of the skin, the launcher, whatever you want to call it, the theme, just that keyboard. So I'm going to round up now pretty much and just bullet point the good bits and the bad bits about this smartphone. The disappointing part is the average battery life, the average performance in low light for cameras at nighttime, indoors and outdoors. That's all I can fault about the smartphone. The plus points on the smartphone is absolutely the design. Beautifully designed. It's a shame it's plastic, but then that's keeping the cost down, and it does make it lighter as well, and it is nice to hold. It's got a very quick Face ID unlock, which is just unlocked there. Handles gaming really well. Performance is good. It's got beautiful notch there at the top, and the display is excellent. It's got great viewing angles there. Look at that. And watching videos, the display is so sexy. It is so nice, and
the notch. When you see the little notch when watching those videos back, I think it looks brilliant. I really do. Very, very good. Another good point is a good front-facing camera in better lighting conditions, and the rear camera as well. Very, very good bokeh effect and lighting conditions. When the lighting conditions are good, the camera performs really, really well. So the other plus point as well is that it does come with NFC. So if people use Google Pay or anything like that, any payment methods, you can flash the phone and use this as a payment method. Another great feature that I've noticed on this smartphone, it might be similar to other Huawei or Honor smartphones, you get a 30-second warning when the battery's about to die. So it just doesn't die on you, I don't know, because some phones can die at 2 or 3% without even telling you. Around about 2%, you get a 30-second warning there at the bottom. I was mid-game the other day playing Asphalt 9 and it popped up. The game pauses, whack the charger in, and then you can continue, which I think is great. So I think that pretty much wraps up the video, guys. I've pretty much covered everything. My verdict, it is a very good mid-range smartphone. Entry-level mid-range smartphone, around £200. You might be able to find it cheaper somewhere else, but it is a very good device. If you have any questions, then please pop them down below. Links are in the description if you want to purchase one. I also have my other social media links, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. So if you want to go and follow them, that would be great. But hope you've enjoyed the video, guys, of this stunning, very good mid-range smartphone, the Huawei P Smart. I'll see you very soon. Bye-bye.